Please take this time to like this video. Also, we would appreciate it if you could subscribe to our channel, so you can stay updated. Greetings and welcome! We hope all is well. Thank you for tuning in to another video. This is a channel for the people, so let's get involved and help make it grow. As promised, today's video is titled, Take Your Kids Back, a Call to Action for Parents, Part 2. It is a continuation of dialogue, so, let's get right into it. Treating kids as individuals is crucial for their academic success and overall well-being. By recognizing their unique strengths and weaknesses, learning styles, and interests, we can provide them with an education that is tailored to their specific needs. As parents, it's our responsibility to work with teachers and school administrators to create a learning environment that supports our child's individuality and fosters their love of learning. The importance of kids exploring learning and imagination. Learning and imagination go hand in hand. Children who are encouraged to use their imagination in their learning process are more likely to be engaged and motivated. Unfortunately, the current education system often discourages creativity and imagination, which can have a negative impact on a child's development. We must provide our children with an education that encourages creativity, exploration, and imagination to ensure that they are well-rounded individuals. Children are naturally curious and love to explore their environment. They have an innate desire to learn and discover new things. As parents, it is our responsibility to encourage and nurture this curiosity. One way we can do this is by promoting an education that fosters creativity, exploration, and imagination. When children are given the freedom to explore and learn in a way that stimulates their imagination, they are more likely to be engaged and motivated learners. Unfortunately, the traditional education system often prioritizes rote memorization and standardized testing over creativity and exploration. This can result in children feeling disengaged and uninterested in their education. When children are not allowed to explore and use their imagination in their learning process, it can have a negative impact on their cognitive and emotional development. Research has shown that imagination and creativity play a crucial role in a child's cognitive and emotional development. When children use their imagination, they are able to think abstractly, problem solve, and develop critical thinking skills. Imagination also helps children to develop empathy and emotional intelligence. When children are encouraged to be creative, they learn to think outside the box and to approach problems with an open mind. Encouraging exploration and imagination in education can take many forms. For example, teachers can incorporate creative activities such as art, music, and drama into their lessons. They can also encourage children to engage in open-ended play, such as building structures with blocks or creating stories with dolls or action figures. This type of play encourages children to think creatively and to develop problem-solving skills. In addition, technology can be a powerful tool for encouraging exploration and imagination in education. Virtual reality and augmented reality can provide immersive learning experiences that allow children to explore new worlds and concepts. Educational apps and games can also be used to provide engaging and interactive learning experiences. It is important to note that encouraging imagination and exploration does not mean that children should be left to their own devices. Children still require structure and guidance in their learning process. Teachers and parents must provide a safe and supportive environment that allows children to explore and learn while also providing structure and guidance. Incorporating exploration and imagination into education can also have long-lasting benefits for children. Children who are encouraged to be creative and imaginative are more likely to become well-rounded individuals with a wide range of skills and interests. They are also more likely to develop a love of learning that will carry them through their academic and professional careers. Furthermore, children who are encouraged to explore and use their imagination in their learning process are more likely to develop a sense of curiosity and wonder about the world around them. They are more likely to ask questions, seek answers, and become lifelong learners. Encouraging exploration and imagination in education is essential for the cognitive and emotional development of children. Children who are given the freedom to explore and use their imagination in their learning process are more likely to be engaged and motivated learners. As parents and educators, we must work to create an educational environment that fosters creativity, exploration, and imagination. By doing so, we can help our children develop the skills and mindset necessary for success in all aspects of life. The school system is worried about budgets, not results. The education system has become more concerned about budgets than results. Schools are often underfunded and understaffed, which can lead to a lack of resources and support for students. It is time for us to demand better from the education system. If the system is not willing to work for the people it serves, it should be dismantled, as it is doing a disservice to our children. The education system is supposed to be a place where our children can learn and grow, where they can develop critical thinking skills and become well-rounded individuals. However, in recent years, the education system has become more focused on budgets than results. Schools are often underfunded, understaffed, and lacking in resources, which can have a negative impact on the quality of education that children receive. The current state of the education system is concerning, as it is doing a disservice to our children. Rather than prioritizing the needs of students, the education system is more concerned about balancing budgets and cutting costs. This approach can lead to overcrowded classrooms, a lack of support for students with special needs, and outdated curricula that do not adequately prepare students for the real world. One of the biggest issues facing the education system is underfunding. Public schools are often funded through state and local taxes, which can vary greatly depending on the area. Schools in lower income areas are often underfunded, leading to a lack of resources and support for students. This can have a negative impact on academic performance, as students do not have access to the same opportunities as their peers in higher income areas. Understaffing is another issue that is prevalent in the education system. Many schools are understaffed, leading to overworked teachers and a lack of support for students. This can result in teachers being unable to provide individualized attention to each student, leading to a lack of engagement and a negative impact on academic performance. In addition to underfunding and understaffing, the education system is also plagued by outdated curricula. Many schools still use textbooks and teaching methods that are outdated and do not adequately prepare students for the real world. Students are not taught critical thinking skills or given the opportunity to explore their interests and passions, which can lead to disengagement and a lack of motivation. The education system's focus on budgets rather than results is not only detrimental to students but also to society as a whole. When children do not receive a quality education, they are less likely to become productive members of society. This can lead to increased poverty, crime, and other social issues. It is time for us to demand better from the education system. We must demand that schools are adequately funded and staffed, that curricula are updated and relevant, and that students are given the support they need to succeed. This can only be achieved through the collective effort of parents, educators, and policymakers. Parents can play a crucial role in improving the education system by advocating for their children's needs and becoming more involved in their children's education. This includes attending parent-teacher conferences, joining the PTA, and volunteering in the classroom. By becoming more involved, parents can help ensure that their children are receiving the support and resources they need to succeed. Educators can also play a critical role in improving the education system by advocating for their students and pushing for reforms. This includes advocating for increased funding and staffing, updated curricula, and more support for students with special needs. Educators can also help to create a more engaging and motivating learning environment by incorporating more hands-on and project-based learning opportunities. Policymakers can also play a crucial role in improving the education system by enacting policies that prioritize the needs of students. This includes increasing funding for schools, implementing reforms to improve curricula and teaching methods, and addressing the issue of understaffing in schools. The education system has become more concerned about budgets than results, which is doing a disservice to our children. It is time for us to demand better from the education system and to prioritize the needs of students. This can only be achieved through the collective effort of parents, educators, and policymakers, but it is a necessary step to ensure that our children receive the quality education they deserve. By addressing issues such as underfunding, understaffing, and outdated curricula, we can create a more engaging and motivating learning environment that encourages critical thinking, exploration, and creativity. It is important to remember that investing in education is an investment in our future. A quality education can lead to better job opportunities, increased learning potential, and a better quality of life. By improving the education system, we can ensure that our children have the tools they need to succeed and make positive contributions to society. We must also recognize the importance of diversity and inclusion in the education system. All students, regardless of their background or ability, deserve access to a quality education. This includes providing support for students with special needs, ensuring that resources are available to students from lower-income families, and promoting diversity in the classroom. In addition to addressing issues within the education system, we must also encourage lifelong learning and education beyond the classroom. This includes providing access to community resources such as libraries, museums, and other educational opportunities. By promoting a culture of lifelong learning, we can create a society that values education and values the pursuit of knowledge. No one has the right to control someone's child. As parents, we have a responsibility to guide our children and help them become the best versions of themselves. However, no one has the right to take control over someone's child. It is our duty as parents to protect our children and their individuality. Each child is unique and has their own strengths and weaknesses. We should embrace these differences and not try to mold them into something they are not. The education system often categorizes children as delayed or advanced, but this is not a fair or accurate way to evaluate a child's abilities. Instead, we should encourage our children to embrace their differences and celebrate their individuality. We should help them discover their passions and interests and guide them on their own unique path. As Abraham Hicks once said, "You're not here to fix anything. You're not here to make anything happen. You're here to experience and enjoy." Our children should be able to experience and enjoy their childhood, and not feel pressure to conform to society's expectations. Yes, it's true that teachers are not paid enough for the work they do, and we need to advocate for better pay and support for them. However, parents are not paid at all for the job of raising and educating their children, yet they are expected to show up and be involved in their children's education without complaint. We need to recognize that education is a partnership between parents and teachers. Both parties need to work together to ensure that our children are getting the best education possible. Teachers have the responsibility to create a supportive and engaging learning environment, and parents have a responsibility to support their children's education and be involved in their learning. It's important for teachers to understand that parents are not their enemies or obstacles, but their allies. By working together, we can create a system that truly benefits our children. And just as parents are expected to show up without complaint, teachers are also expected to show up and do their best to provide a quality education for all children, regardless of their background or abilities. This was part 2, part 3 will be coming shortly. Thank you for watching today's video. We hope you have enjoyed it and found it informative. Remember, don't sit by and allow the system to hurt your children. Let's work together to ensure that all students have access to a quality education. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on our future videos.